Hi, this is Liam from Global Media Network with Business Roundup for the day. We see that Malavira Resorts PLC has announced an expansion of the hotel with the addition of 56 rooms via an investment of 350 million Sri Lankan rupees on the land available within the resort. The move of this cost was first announced in the 2011-2012 annual report. Now, Sri Lanka has launched a 10-year sovereign bond with order books opening in Asia on an initial price guidance of 6.125%, according to sources. Now, Sri Lanka is aiming to raise $1 billion from the bond, a part of which will be used to repay a maturing $500 million bond in October, as stated by officials earlier. And now, the Bank of America, Merrill Lynch, and Citi, and Barclays and HSBC are lead managing the bond sale, and state-run People's Bank is a co-lead manager. We also see that tourist arrivals to Sri Lanka rose 21.6% to 65,245 in June 2012 from a year earlier, with arrivals up to June rising 18.7% to 452,867, data from the State Tourism Promotion Office showed. We see that Sri Lanka's cash markets were tight Monday 16th July, with an overnight gilt-backed money quoted at 9.55 to 9.65%, very close to central bank's policy rate despite some excess liquidity, and rupee was steady against the US dollar, according to dealers. Now, moving on to more business news, we see that Fitch Ratings has assigned Sri Lanka's upcoming USD-dominated global bonds due 2022 an expected BB negative rating. Now, Fitch says the final rating is contingent for the receipt of the final documentation conforming to information already received. According to the agency, the rating is in line with Sri Lankan sovereign's long-term foreign currency issuer default rating of a BB negative. Now, Sri Lanka's long-term local currency IDR is also BB negative, and the IDR outlooks are stable. Sri Lanka's retail fashion industry is signaling an evolution supported by many developments taking place in the local market, including the entry of select international fashion brands, says Odell PLC. Now, Odell, the country's leading fashion retailer, announced this observation while commenting on its latest annual report. It also points out that this situation signals that Sri Lanka's retail industry is maturing. According to Richard Gunawardhan, the chairman of the listed Odell PLC, many international retailers are looking to enter the local market. Now, Odell perceives this upsurge in talent and the entry of international brands as a future promise for the industry. The fashion retailer also observes that the commerce between Sri Lankan designers, retailers, and consumers is definitely gaining more ground. Odell, which has achieved a net profit of 202 million Sri Lankan rupees during the year 2011-2012, believes that these latest trends translate into healthy competition for the retailer. Then we also see that the government has taken measures to develop the domestic airports in the eastern province. Accordingly, the domestic airports in Ampara, Batticaloa, and Trincomalee districts will be developed, facilitating them to handle landing of larger aircrafts. Now, these measures have been taken to facilitate the visiting Commonwealth heads of states to tour the eastern province. And Sri Lanka is hosting the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in 2013, and it will bring the leaders of 54 member countries of the Commonwealth to the country. Now, the runways of the three domestic airports will be extended under this project, and Trincomalee Airport is to be developed to handle military and civil aircraft separately as well. The Commonwealth Heads of the Government meeting will be the largest international event to be held in Sri Lanka, with the participation of a large number of heads of states after the 5th summit of the non-aligned movement held in Sri Lanka in 1976 under the patronage of then Sri Lankan Prime Minister Madam Silmavo Bandaranaike. And lastly, we see that the gem, diamond, and jewelry export sector has recorded an overall growth of 53% at the end of June 2012, earning a revenue of 37,488 million rupees in comparison with the corresponding figure of 24,459 million rupees in 2011. The sector shows promising growth, and there have been increase in gem exports, cutting sector jewelry and diamonds recording values of 7,999 million rupees, 161 million rupees, 1,556 million rupees, and 27,656 million rupees respectively for January to June in 2012. Now with that, I round up the news for today. Thank you very much for listening, and see you again tomorrow.